if anybody reflects back to when they were in elementary school, they can think of some kid that they always thought was the class bully, or somebody that got beaten up unnecessarily. Or I grew up close by here, and I remember some of the kids that got picked on a regular basis. And sometimes you're on the receiving end, and other times you're the kid that picks on people until you get it figured out. As we sort of progressed into the 2000s, though, the number of incidents seem to have decreased, but the intensity in some of these incidents has really increased. And that's when it gets very scary, because kids don't, it's not just a playground fight anymore. Sometimes it escalates a lot further than that, where kids get hurt badly, or sometimes we see across North America killed. So we identified the fact that it was very important to give kids some tools early in their development so that they can make decisions that could perhaps steer them clear of that, or, and again, from the other side of the coin, help the kid that was responsible for that behavior in the first place. So what we do with kids, just to have some buy-in and some fun with them, is we do a thing called a swearing-in ceremony. And basically it's a uniformed police officer. It comes to a group or a number of uniformed police officers or firefighters, and we do a thing called a swearing-in ceremony where we make kids special constables. And they get a little silver badge or a colorful badge, and we teach them to stand at attention, and we teach them a secret handshake, which is very cool for them, and also to salute. And then we make them say an oath, and it's kind of like a ritual, right? Like it's like a police officer getting sworn in as a constable. So we create a whole bunch of little special constables, not to recruit kids for the police or fire department, just to let them know they're part of this big team, and it's part of that network, right? So with that badge comes the responsibility of knowing how to use your wits, which is sort of the whole thing about tying adults into problems before they escalate to someone getting hurt.
Well, I think what it does is it lets the kids know that there's people outside the building that can help as well. It starts to bring the community that's outside the walls of this building into the building, and the kids just feel more power knowing there's more people to help. But we still have kindergarten kids who the fireman or the police officer that's what they want to be when they grow up. And you know, we've got older kids who aren't quite sure about how they fit in with those emergency personnel. So what it does is it brings them down to a level to understand, you know what, these are people who can help. They're okay. It's all right.
Coming into the school in front of the kids in uniform, their response is fabulous. They're engaged, they're buying into it, they're identifying with the uniform that that's just not someone coming up writing their mom a speeding ticket or something like that. We're here to help. It's an excellent first contact with the kids. It's a positive first contact with the kids, and it's letting them know that we're there for them, we're there to help them, and that we want to support them in making the right choices and going in the right direction.
So what we think is that if it's a community-based program and they hear it from different angles, if they hear it from home and they hear it from teachers and they hear it from student athletes like we had there today, UVic athletes, or if we have police officers, paramedics, or firefighters, then it's a whole picture, and they realize that it's not just somebody telling me what I have to do. Maybe it is cooler than I thought, or maybe it is something that I should do because everybody's doing it. It's really important for us that this program is not a spoon-fed program to kids. It's community-based, and there's a whole bunch of reinforcement in the message that's put out there. So that means it's as important as it is for the teachers to relay this information and the playground supervisors. It's just as important for people from outside the school environment to give that positive message, whether it's at home or whether it's community members like myself. So if the kids are inundated with a positive message, then it makes a huge amount of difference with respect to whether or not they can follow that message or not.